underway for Tuesday night at Heffron Park. So let's go. Arriba, arriba. Incredible. Look at that guy go. Yeah! Yeah!
Come on! Run, 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 run!
Get on your quest!
All aboard! I've been bloody spotted. I found a secret spot to talk. So we didn't catch
Us hubbards at the front, you didn't catch us.
this is Spence. He's part of the problem. So we didn't, just to sum up, we didn't get near C grade tonight. Alright, I'm going to talk about this tomorrow. Alrighty. Ran into Spence there, who was in C grade, who, as you can kind of see, so we didn't get anywhere near C grade. Well done to them. I rode really badly tonight, personally. Like, really not happy with how I'm riding Tuesday nights. Dan was shouting to me to roll through on something, and I just had nothing. So I just need a way to kind of seamlessly transition from today into tomorrow. Seamless, right? There's one thing I really want to talk to you guys today about. But first, we've got some morning dancing to do. Seamless transition to Wednesday, wasn't it? I'm gonna do a little bit of Halloween spotting, and then I need to chat to you guys. But I'll leave you with this thought. They're not always this cute. That is actually quite frightening. In today's episode of the vlog, we had a little bit of Tuesday night Heffron. And I'm also wanting to talk a little bit about sleep. Okay, I want to premise this by just saying, anytime I talk about the girls or just like dadding, that's the thing, I don't want it to come across as like, oh, the hardships of being a, like, that's not the point of any time I do these little bits. This is more, obviously, my experience and what's going on in our lives, and maybe that, good English, Chris, how that might relate to other people with kids, or even just, and probably turning a million people off actually having children. So I want to talk about sleep with the kids and actually with training and racing and that stuff. Let's go. Oh man, friggin' kidding me? Some of my best performances and my best riding over the last year, 2 years really, came off the back of being away in California. I was looking at it going, why the hell is that? You know, it was not as if there was anything particularly special riding-wise happening over there. And then I kind of looked at it a bit more. We were getting full night sleep over there. The girls were sleeping the whole way through the night. We were sleeping the whole way through the night. So that was kind of the first thing that started me thinking. The second was a conversation that I had with Peter Milostic after the individual time trial. Before I get on to my little chat with Peter, I realised I didn't actually mention to you what is this shitty sleep that we're currently having. Well, let me explain. We try and go to bed somewhere around 9:30, 10 o'clock, that kind of thing. 10:30 normally sort of lights off. I've got everything, anyway, it doesn't matter. That's the kind of lockdown period. Now from then till sort of 2 or 3 a.m. we're pretty well fine. On a good night, we'll get through to about 4. Kira wakes up and demands to come into our bed. Worst case scenario is you get that at 2, and then maybe at 4 you'll get Catherine waking up and realising that her sister is not in the same room. They both sleep in the same room. Best case scenario, you get to about 4, then you have a 2-year-old slapping you in the face for a couple of hours, normally only about an hour. By about 5:15, she's ready to get up. Worst case scenario can be both of them in our bed at 2, and really it's just forget about it for the rest of the night. That is pretty standard. So that's the state of play as it is, which brings me on to this conversation I had with Peter Milostic. The thing he said, which really interested me, when his kids were young, sorry Pete about saying this, but I think he was okay with me. He didn't rack it, but he kept riding. But what he did is he almost avoided any intensity. The reason for that was purely sleep. He could not, and I understand this, you don't know what's coming. You don't know what the next night is going to be like. The crux of the issue was that with a lack of sleep, you could not do intensity. Okay, the thing he really found is that you were digging a hole for yourself on either end, which leads me kind of into the last point, which is, what is a rest day? Because my rest days, hang on, are actually probably the most stressful days of the week. I'm trying to pile in as much of my life as such into those days to free up that time so I can do the bike riding. So whilst for me having these kind of scheduled rest days is good physically, mentally it's not that much of a rest, and on the back of the unpredictable sleep, we have a challenge. But the good thing is, I think I got 2 things that are going to help. I'm going to need some sort of conclusion here, aren't I? What can I control? Like the first is diet, right? And look, let's be really succinct here, because this is just a diatribe. When I'm not getting good sleep and I'm training hard, I have to eat well. It means eating proper bloody substantial meals, but eating quality food. That's something I can control. Filling Elizabeth in on our little sleep chat. Okay, social life. We don't have an evening social life. Even when we have a babysitter, that's great, but the morning still happens. The middle of the night still happens. So it's all good and well to go out and have a few drinks with mates and come home whenever, but the other bit still happens. And like, you pay for it. You just do. Personally, my social life is on the bike, and if I'm lucky, it's sometimes at a cafe after a ride. I cooked this, so it didn't just get presented to me like that's not how we work. And look, the social life thing is difficult in the sense that, you know, we obviously have a large group of our friends who very much live a, what's the word, nocturnal? Normal social scene. Now Elizabeth won't let me put her on camera because she just ran home, so she runs like 15 Ks a day. Yeah. I'm gonna eat now. The key is being able to do that. The last point on this whole sleep thing is organisation. don't know why I said it like that, organisation, ad hoc nature of this racing and this riding and the business and this. Lay it all out 12 months in advance on coloured pieces of paper.
Colour always makes it more exciting.
In your own bed tonight, Kira.
I'm crying.
No, you're not crying.
Oh, he's over there. Now, it wasn't a race. It wasn't a race, but you threw your hand up in the air anyway when you crossed the line, didn't you?